Nights when the heat had gone out, we danced together alone. Cold turned our breath into clouds. We never said what we were dreaming of, but you turned me into somebody loved. Someday when we're old and worn, like two softened shoes, I will wonder on how I was born the night I first ran away from you. Now my feet turn the corner back home. Sun turns the evening to rose. Stars turning high up above. You turn me into. You turn me into. You turn me into somebody loved. Somebody loved.
Now, without further ado, who gives this woman to be married to this man?
My mother and I.
Please be seated. Nichole and Bryan stand before you today as intelligent, independent individuals prepared to declare their love for one another and their intention to share the rest of their lives together. But much of who they are today was shaped by the love, care, and teaching they received from their parents as children. I asked Nikki and Bryan's parents two questions. First, I wondered what advice they would give to their new son-in-law or daughter-in-law about how best to live with their child. Second, I asked them what their wish was for their son or daughter as they begin married life today. So Nikki, Bryan's parents, Jim and Leslie, offered this insight. Their son may not immediately respond to your comments or a particular situation, but they assure you that Bryan does listen and observe, and that his thought process is very deep. So, though he may at times be slow to respond, you should rest assured that when he does, he will do so with very careful consideration and insight. They also note that Bryan needs the comfort of knowing that he is loved by you to help him fully open up and return your love with joy and generosity. Bryan, your parents' wish for you is that you will remember that any wealth or notoriety that comes with being a young man ultimately fades, and with maturity that you will experience the joy of the truth revealed, that family and God are the true measures of love and happiness, both in this world and beyond. Now, Bryan, Nikki's parents, Denise and Tom, observe that their daughter is sometimes very direct and passionate when standing up for her convictions. Yeah, that's a theme for this weekend, isn't it? Now, that doesn't always lead to quick resolutions, but they say if you give her time, she'll be ready to revisit the conversation, and you'll find that she's completely willing and able to have a thoughtful, loving conversation that will help lead to understanding and a deeper relationship. Oh, and they think you should know that if you ever buy a defective product and need to return it, Nikki's your girl. Apparently, she can negotiate with the best of them. And Nikki, your parents' wish for you is that you and Bryan will continue to find joy and contentment together, and that you will always remember the way you feel about him right now, here, today. It will help you love him fully in both good times and bad. Now, parents, you probably don't know this part, but I also asked your children to reflect on you. I asked Nikki and Bryan to tell me 3 things that they've learned from you in their youth that they will cherish in their married life. Leslie and Jim, Bryan named these 3 things. First, that you showed him how to make a house into a loving home. Second, he said that you also taught him that family has lots of definitions, but whomever you consider your family, they should always come first. And third, that you taught him that the best way to have a happy marriage is to marry his best friend. Denise and Tom, Nichole said these 3 things that she learned from you that she will cherish most are: first, you taught her to pay it forward by doing nice things for others and for the community. Second, she learned from you that when it comes to marriage, displays of affection are allowed at any age, and sometimes you need to walk away to come back together. Third, and it's worth noting here that Nikki cheated on the third one by naming 5 more things. Third, you taught her to laugh, to work hard, to live within her means, to dream big, and that many of the best gifts you can give your children have nothing to do with money. And because Nikki wasn't quite done yet, she added an addendum. Tom, specifically, Tom, Nikki said that she also learned from you that, and I quote, "Loose lips sink ships. You don't have to share every single secret with your mother."
Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends.
We, unaccustomed to courage, exiles from delight, live coiled in shells of loneliness until love leaves its high holy temple and comes into our sight to liberate us into life. Love arise. As it trains comes ecstasy, old memories of pleasure, ancient histories of pain. Yet if we are bold, love strikes away the chains of fear from our soul. We are weaned from our timidity. In the flush of love's light, we dare be brave, and suddenly we see that love costs all we are and will ever be, yet it is only love which sets us free.
Bryan to be your husband, to live together in the covenant of marriage? Do you promise to love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health, and, forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live? Bryan, do you take Nichole to be your wife, to live together in the covenant of marriage? Do you promise to love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live? Wedding rings are derived from humble beginnings of imperfect metal, refined and formed to create something striking and symbolic of your marriage. Beautiful circles with no beginning and no end. Nichole and Bryan have chosen to wear these rings as visible outward signs that they're committed to themselves and to each other. Bryan, please take Nichole's hand and repeat these words. Nichole, I give you this ring as a symbol of our love. For today and tomorrow and for all days to come.
Today, tomorrow, all days to come.
Wear it as a sign of what we have promised on this day.
Wear it as a sign of what we have promised on this day.
And a reminder that my love is present even when I am not.
Reminder that my love is present.
Nichole, please take Bryan's hand and repeat these words. Bryan, I give you this ring as a symbol of our love. For today and tomorrow and for all days to come. Wear it as a sign of what we have promised on this day. And a reminder that my love is present even when I am not. It is with true joy that we all pronounce you husband and wife. Bryan.
Ladies and gentlemen, your bride and groom, Nichole and Bryan Olin.
Really talented friends. Speaking of which, we've got Joanna with the beautiful dresses. Thank you, Joe.
Seriously, Joanna, as a woman to another woman, I cannot even express to you how grateful I am that you got us the dresses, and 3 weeks ago you got us a new dress because one didn't fit. Like, nobody else would have done that, so thank you so much. I'm so grateful. And also, I was told by the bridesmaids to tell you that they love them and they're very comfortable.
Equally as important. So finally, I don't think as long as I'm not forgetting anything, obviously we want to thank all of you guys for coming. It's a long way to go. Fortunately, we've had a horrendous winter, so if you weren't excited about being here before, you're definitely excited now. Without you guys being here, this is just a really fun 5-day vacation for us, which is great and all. But with you guys being here, it's the best weekend of my life.
I do, for sure, hands down.
So thank you for being here. Let's get some partying done. I'm going to start it off by dancing with this people.
You look like the sun. I was the only one who could stare until you done shine on me. As we drank our wine and let the world fade away. Tried to end it while we tried to stay. The rest of my life can't compare to this night. Oh, only the heartaches have given me sight. Oh, they bring me. Ceiling tonight embraces us tight, shows me we're right for each other. And as we lie here and let the world fade away, the sunrise tries to end it while we try to stay. The rest of my life can't compare to this night. Oh, only the heartaches that given me sight. Oh, they bring me to you. Yeah, yeah, they bring me to you. Yeah, yeah, they bring me to you. They bring me to you. Yeah, yeah. It's all about the city, but